Well, I know what we're doing.
I know what we're doing after the podcast. We're going to spray paint your garage door.
Oh, yeah? No, you're not.
Gold glitter.
No, you're not.
It'd be easy fix.
Yeah.
All right, episode 21.
Chris always
This
looks
podcast
like
is now old enough to drink.
a
Kind of.
goof doing
It's
that.
21 years old.
Just now?
Well, it's 21.
Fuck.
We didn't say what else. It's just 21. Episode 21. This is
21?
the drinking episode.
21 Savage.
Let's not make it the drinking episode.
21.
No.
21
We've had
Savage.
enough of those already.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are the worst to
You
edit.
set a timer.
I have set a timer.
All right.
For
It's on my
21,
phone.
Rock on.
21 minutes.
We go up in time.
Yes. This is going to be one of those super short podcasts. You remember Rooster Teeth did the like micro podcast? They did one every day, and it was like 20 minutes long.
Uh-uh.
A long time ago. It's when it was still called the Drunk Tank.
Oh, so way before I started.
Yeah. Anyway, episode 21. We have these shots on this table. Matt?
You want to take them first, or you want me to
Yeah.
explain?
Actually, yeah.
first?
Let's
take 'em.
figure out what they are first. Let's try to guess.
They should be pretty good.
Thank you. I like that these Amazon shot glasses that
Thank
you
you.
got are the same as what you use. You might not know this, but when you go to church and you take communion,
Oh yeah,
The same- yeah.
I guarantee that's exactly what they are.
yeah. So careful with that one. Cracked.
Hey, in the meantime, are hot dogs considered sandwiches?
Oh
Fuck
my God,
off.
we already had this debate on
We
this
have
podcast.
had this
Oh. Did we?
debate.
Yes, you were here.
If you guys don't like that, you're not going to like what I have
Oh,
brought to the
God.
table.
Is cereal a
Okay.
soup? Is
Exciting.
that what
Hold
you've
on.
got?
Hey,
Hold
fuck
on.
off.
What
Cereal
you
is
have-
a soup.
What you have brought to the table? like a
Like a bratwurst? Fuck you. All right.
He needs to become a dad
God
now with this
damn.
shitty ass.
How do you know he's not already? Yeet. Let's take this shot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to Dad Bods. I hope that's a sound clip for next week.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Holy fuck.
It's got that
Yeah, I'm
after bite on it.
I'm with Brennan on this.
That was awesome. I love that one.
That's
What was that?
Caramel,
Crown,
caramel something.
There's crown in it for sure.
Crown caramel and
Was that a
crown
caramel apple shot? Crown caramel and crown salted caramel and crown apple.
It was half crown salted caramel and half crown apple. Yep.
Is it caramel or
shaken.
caramel?
Oh
there
my
two
God, is that
different
how we're
things?
starting on this?
I saw a video that said accents are just word fonts.
Yeah.
That's 100% fair
what
enough.
what language is accent? Like what language's accent is Wingdings?
Wingdings.
Go stupid. Blah, 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 go crazy. Blah, blah, blah.
no,
That's
no.
Wingdings.
No.
There are two right answers.
That's Wingdings.
Whoa.
That was aggressive. There are
That
two
was-
right answers.
For what's Wingdings?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
Italian. Piggish?
fucking, what is the Thai? The language written is already pretty much Wingdings.
I guess I'm thinking more comedically valued, but
Oh,
one is sign language.
I was going to say
Could you guys-
And there goes that.
could you guys not fuck me?
And,
like,
I didn't want to, but you threw out sign language.
The second one would be
Okay,
Egyptian
so
hieroglyphics.
we're done
Well,
saying
yeah.
we're done saying
or any derivative thereof.
So no
Derivative. You
derivatives.
all right.
Do we have it all out? of our
Everyone
system
get it
now?
all out.
That'll be a sound clip next week. You're welcome.
All right.
All right. So, sign language and what, Matt?
Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
In fourth grade, did you ever do a project where you had to like write a message with hieroglyphics?
That was like middle
Yes.
school, I want to say.
We did that in fourth grade. We learned all about it.
was
And you
like
had to like
sixth grade.
draw. It was Sanskrit,
I'm thinking like Egyptian hieroglyphics where they were all like individual pictures.
like the pictures that describe
Yeah.
what you. Yeah.
and we
Well,
did
Sanskrit
like the
is
tablet that had like our
handy,
name or some
like
shit
Indian.
like on it. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, do you remember the they were like tiny little laptops, but not really laptops. They didn't like fold, but they were basically just a keyboard and then like a tiny little screen on the top.
Vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember.
I
those
have
two.
2 books, heavily implied air quotes there, that I wrote on those specifically. And like for a class, I don't remember which class we did this for, sometime in elementary school, I'm pretty sure. We wrote a book, quote unquote, because it's, you're in 4th grade. How good of a writer can you possibly be?
The dog was brown.
Right. And then
BRAUN.
they actually had it. I have 2 hardcover books that I wrote that are like actually bound in hardcover at home.
Prove it.
All right, I'll bring them in next week.
Bring them. I want to read one.
Are we gonna have
You don't
story
want to
time on
read
the
it.
podcast?
It's going to be very awful.
read
But
it,
yes,
yeah,
we will
for
do
the
that.
podcast.
That'll keep in. My F
Is it
Street
like-
story I had to pull out.
Is it
That was
like,
too embarrassing.
My name
the
is
other
Chris
thing.
Morris. My best friend is this person. My teacher is this. My
No, it's I don't know.
Lippy?
This is back when I thought I might have been a writer one day. So I actually had like characters, and there was like some really shitty plot, and like all this other stuff. So
so it was like an actual story.
yeah, well,
Okay.
as much as I
I
could.
mean, yeah,
anyway.
for
In 3rd grade, we learned about
It's the shit I got bullied for at that age, by the way. So.
digestive
don't worry, you're
system.
still getting bullied for it now.
Oh yeah,
so.
I am.
3rd grade, we learned about the digestive system. And at
Poop.
the very end of my book, I had drawn a toilet with a poop in it, right?
As you do.
You think that would be how it ends?
That's the end of the digestive
And my
system.
teacher was like, "Nah, you can't do that." So I had to convert
Bullshit,
my toilet
bitch.
into a refrigerator and convert
And you
my
put the poop in the refrigerator.
into something else in the fridge.
like a ham.
I don't remember what I had made it into.
So your
Bratwurst.
your story about the
cream.
digestive system ends with going to the fridge to get more food.
It was about like where you're right.
This is why America's fat.
right.
But I was pissed off. I was like, "Bitch, this is the digestive system. You end with a fat turd in the toilet." And she was like,
If you're lucky.
I hope 3rd grade Joel said that to his
She was
teacher.
like, she was like, not school appropriate, and I was like, "Well, fuck."
Some mood lighting, Trace?
Yeah, mood lighting. Brendan, what'd you bring to the table today, huh?
Is cereal a soup? Is that what you're going to ask?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's actually
Yes.
similar.
It's
Yeah.
basically cold SpaghettiOs, so I would say so.
Wait, what?
No, I see where he's going with this. I get it.
Alphabet soup or SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, yeah.
Cereal's cold SpaghettiOs or
Yeah,
alphabet
except for
soup,
it's not
Except it's
pizza
not
sauce.
spaghetti.
It's or spaghetti sauce. It's
Or sauce.
milk.
but it's
but-
still soup.
But at its most basic level, it is still a broth of some kind and then alphabet-shaped bits
Broth.
inside the broth.
Maybe
Milk
I'm
is
gonna talk
not a
eventually.
broth.
It is when it's cold.
I believe it. You
But
can.
I mean, it is not a broth, but it serves the same purpose as a broth.
Broth is like
Brendan.
based off of like
Trying to
chicken
tear
or pork or beef. Like
You
That
Sure,
sounds
the definition
awesome.
of broth.
Broth.
But
soak in it, so it's a broth.
Perfect.
why are we talking from the side of our mics?
Because Brendan fucked up all this. I'm back.
Anyway, so Brendan, your topic.
So that's kind of like the cereal soup thing. It's a
Are-
bunch of questions from it's kind of like the how high are you,
Are hot dogs
Thoughts?
legs?
Oh, okay. Yep.
if that makes sense.
Also, no, Joel.
Say that again?
Are hot dogs legs?
No.
Oh.
Say that again, Brendan.
I get where you're going. It's the Instagram stuff. Take the picture.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you just say?
My whole spiel?
Yeah.
What this
Yeah.
is?
How high are you?
They're basically the how high are you questions.
No, it's hi. How are
Oh.
you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
So the first one is the S or C silent in scent.
Ooh. It's the C.
neither.
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 Scent.
Well, scent is spelled is said the same way as like, oh, this is a nice scent, and also I sent you this email. So is the C silent or is the S silent?
Depends on the context. Also, look, I found this.
But you pronounce the
Scent.
S in scent because when you're saying like,
No, the C
like,
is silent. Due to the rules of English, the C is silent in that case because there's all sorts of other examples of S and C like scissors. The C after the S is
Skizzers.
silent.
I'm not a grammatician, so
I
Skizzers.
kind of am.
I mean, there is
Okay,
no
good for you.
right
I
answer.
just-
Mister, I'm an author in 4th grade.
Yeah, right?
Bullshit, yeah.
I'm a published author. I wrote for the newspaper.
I wrote a fucking book in 4th grade. My mom loved it.
I wrote for the high school
It hung
newspaper.
on the-
I got a fucking C in
it
Yeah.
your
hung on the
face.
fridge for a long time.
And I got the shit beat out of
Yeah.
me by all the jocks.
That shit was on the fucking fridge, so you shut your goddamn mouth.
You shut your whore mouth.
Next one, Brendan.
Next one.
Your
Brendan.
mom's a whore.
Let's.
Next one.
That's a soundbite for next week.
There we go.
I'm just going to call sound bites for next week.
Nice.
That
Thank
way
you.
I'm
That'll
gonna
very,
help
very
you out.
helpful.
What? What does water taste like?
Water.
Yeah.
It
No.
depends, because sometimes they put electrolytes in it.
Yep. Sometimes you can actually
It's what
taste
plants
it.
crave.
But relative to that question, if you ask someone what a strawberry tastes like, you can't explain it. Because
Why
you would
not?
say it tastes like a strawberry.
Well, it's like
But you
tart
don't
and
know
kind of
unless
sweet at
you've
the
had
same
it.
time.
You
Yeah.
don't know unless you've had it.
I bet the water in Flint tastes like ass. But the water here is okay.
You motherfucker. Quit
But
telling
Okay.
that
you
way.
know, yeah, it's okay.
We have the best water in the United States.
Okay, Trump, can you prove that?
All right, flood
Yes,
water.
Google it.
Yeah, I bet we don't for a little bit because, you know,
Problem
they shut the
solved.
treatment plant down for
Because our
a
water
minute.
got raped by other water.
Isn't that weird? No, like the water in Germany, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this. The water in Germany sucks because all the pipes and shit are super hella old, and there's all sorts of weird garbage in it. But like
Dead Nazis.
like if you have like bottled water, does
you
bottled
have
water
lost
taste
the
different
war.
to you?
Yes.
yeah.
It tastes
Depending on
has
who
like
makes it.
minerally, like kind of like a copper taste, like if you sucked on a penny and then drank
No.
some normal water. All right, just me? Cool. All right, next one, Brendan.
There are
Next
different
one.
flavors.
I want the copper flavor.
I'm pretty sure that
You-
LaCroix makes a LaCroix.
LaCroix.
You
LaCroix makes a
Like Remy
coppered
LaCroix.
flavor.
You can taste the purification.
Oh, I
How
see.
many times
Okay.
it's been
Yep.
salted.
All right. Gotcha.
Are you
She
ready?
got the booty.
Are you ready?
Penis.
Why?
That's the soundbite for next week.
Why? Why are babies in the womb for 9 months but are not considered 9 months old when they come out?
I have heard this before.
Yeah. I tried to argue this once with my mom to make myself the next year older I needed to be, and she wasn't.
I
having it.
agree, but technically they're not birthed. That's also saying that someone's
They're not birth.
when you are birthed into the world. That is your
That is
birth
your birthday.
day.
Yeah.
So
I
like
see that.
that is the day you were brought into the world. Because technically you could be however many months old, but still die before you come out of the womb.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
So,
And but the thing is that when people say I am 21 years old, right? Well, it's
Right.
you've passed your 21st birthday.
but also
Right.
you celebrate your second birthday on the first year that you have been alive. Because
Correct.
your
You should
first-
celebrate it the year
yes.
after you complete it.
Because
or the day you complete
like,
it should be that
the day
birthday.
you are birthed should be your first birthday.
You are 0 years old. And this is why, so in IT, computers start counting at 0. They don't start counting at 1. So really, when you're
Nerd.
born, you're 0 years old until,
Yeah,
Boom.
what bugs me
True.
about that shit is like mom and dads will be like, "Oh, he's like 36 months." Bitch,
I mean,
he's
he's 3 years old.
Hey, there. One thing I am very bad at is like
Mental
baby
note.
age. I have
What?
no
I said that's a mental note. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah,
baby.
you're fucking 3 years old.
baby
not
age doesn't
36
matter
months.
once you hit like 2 years.
Baby age
I'd
fucks
say.
me up with clothing and toys.
Mhm.
I'm like, this baby should be able to play with this fucking puzzle. You stupid ass baby.
Kevin
Soundbite for
Hart
next week.
fucking
baby.
kicks
When
the
they're
baby.
when they're
I
that
don't want
young,
none of that shit near me.
when they're that young, the
Stupid.
you have to use your own
Kevin Hart
judgment.
or Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, well, that too. He's just beating the shit out of his baby.
What do you
and
like?
then,
Take the kid's arm and just like
I don't
over
know.
his knee
Somehow
or what?
it
Like,
broke.
what the fuck?
And then
Somehow it broke.
his
Was that
fucking-
Tyreek's defense? I don't know. It's just broken.
They had no proof that it was him, so they dropped the case. And then his girlfriend was like, "I'm gonna record our conversation." He's like, "Bitch, you better be afraid of
Bitch.
me. You know I heard him or some shit."
Oh, suddenly
Damn.
now there's
And
evidence.
And then
Or at
she's like,
least
"Hey, you can pay me this much
reasonable doubt.
money, and I won't release this."
Dude,
And he's
that's all
like,
fucked.
Nah,
Chiefs are fucked because of that. They lost.
nah,
Hunt
they,
and Hill.
they just drafted.
Fucking Adrian Peterson hit his
Another
kid with a
fucking-
stick and got fucking
I
charges
know.
for that.
The weird thing is like, am I don't really want to open a philosophical discussion here, but like,
Do it.
Bring it.
I was spanked as a child, and there were times where I had to like go out and pick like the
Hold on,
switch that I
hold
was
on,
spanked
Hold
with.
on.
That's hot.
Are there certain times you're spanked as an adult also, or just
No, I do the spanking as an adult.
What-
my
what's
how
his-
the tables have turned?
Hey, what's his name?
Brendan, actually, it's weird.
God damn it.
I'm like,
Zoinks?
I'm like Freuding you in my mind.
Zoinks?
But yeah, no, like
I mean-
hey, what Adrian Peterson. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
From my perspective, it's not child abuse.
I feel like it
No,
was like
but-
a smack or a tap, which I don't know. I wasn't there. I
but
guess,
like if
so I don't know.
Tyreek Hill is out here like hitting his kid
Breaking
hard enough to
arms.
break his fucking arm, that's a problem.
That's
right.
Yeah.
What if they were just playing football and he ran his ass?
Well, then why the
off?
fuck wouldn't he just say that?
Yeah, that's true.
Why the fuck wouldn't his kid say that? Why would his girlfriend or fiance, whatever the fuck she is,
No, no.
have to secretly record a conversation about it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You fucking.
That was almost vomit. I pushed a little too hard.
That's what my butt said when I was taking a
Brendan,
pee.
what's the next
and
one?
farted. That was almost ass vomit.
What's the next one, Brendan? Or is that it?
No, I've got more.
Oh,
don't
well,
you
let's
worry.
go. Fucking
Bring
open up
'em
your
on.
phone. Let's do it more.
How do you throw away a trash can?
Put it in another trash can.
Trash that.
Hey, actually, you can drink it.
Actually, time the fuck out.
You pee it out.
Have you guys ever thought about
Oh, okay.
as
I
far
was
as
about to be very upset.
trash removal? Do you think throwing all trash in an active volcano would be a valiant solution
No,
to
Valiant.
destroying all trash?
because you might as well just burn it. It's way more efficient because you could just burn it here instead of taking it all the way to some fucking volcano and throwing it in it. Because it's still going to
What
release
if there
all
was
the
a
ashes
company
and
that
shit.
collected all the trash
Yeah,
and dumped it
and
into
brought
a
it to a volcano.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
but
you have
would
to
a
pay them to
Would a
collect all the
volcano
trash?
solve the problem of all of the pollutants?
No clue.
But the volcano would solve all the trash, and you would just throw it in and melt it.
I mean,
Psh,
I
right
think
there.
you'd have to look at the.
This sounds like an
The-
alternate, like Futurama timeline. That
No, they
happened.
just put their trash in a giant ball
And
throw
they
into
sent it into
space.
space. Yep.
And then it
fucking
comes back to
destroyed it.
kill them.
Yeah.
That's not a terrible solution. Shoot it into the sun. Make sure it hits the sun.
Well,
obviously,
that
but
would
like,
take way too long.
who cares? Once it leaves the atmosphere, fuck, it's not your problem anymore.
But if you just,
Until it comes back and tries to kill you.
well, I mean,
I think I don't know. I saw a video on it. The hardest part is finding a volcano, active volcano within reason to where you could just dump it right into the lava.
Well,
hasn't
well,
there
I think
been
you'd
an
have
I mean,
to look
Yellowstone
at the,
hasn't
I think
exploded
you'd have
yet,
to
so-
look at the temperature
And when it does,
between
we're
a
all
normal
fucked
fire
anyway,
and
so
a
who
volcano
I guess
fire.
as long as it's hot enough to burn your shit,
Because-
that's all you need.
Right, but I mean, is it going to just
is it going to absorb
evaporate
it and burn some of it, and then later when it
Right.
cools, it's just going to be inside the lava?
Here comes a fucking tricycle on the lava.
We are not necessarily fucked if Yellowstone goes off. It's going to be very cold here for a very long time, but we will
Yeah.
not die.
Well, that's good.
We'll just be covered in ash.
I was gonna say, I
Like,
thought we
whatever.
were
Like,
covered in ash and we choked to death.
No, we're far enough away that we won't choke to death. There'll be a lot of ash
cool.
in the atmosphere, so it'll be very cold for a while. It'll be like nuclear winter.
We're
It'll be
used to
like
that shit.
Pompeii.
Oh yeah, just like nuclear.
we
winter.
won't be like
I know what
Pompeii.
that's like.
Yeah, we're
Pompeii
used
was
to
right next to the
You know,
fucking
like
volcano.
fucking November earlier this year, or like 4 months ago, 5 months ago. That's nuclear winter,
Oh.
but like all year.
Perfect.
That suck.
I don't know what Joel is doing right now. Brendan, next one. Let's go.
Why is it called a building when it's already built?
Why? Oh, that one made me think of another one.
yeah.
What was the one you were thinking of?
But why do you park in a driveway
Oh,
and drive
Take a
on a
picture of
parkway?
Wait, take a picture.
What did we say earlier?
Just
That
off
was
from
like
G off, so it can't talk.
Boulevard. Oh wait,
Christ.
was that yesterday at work when we were talking and I said something like "fuck off Avenue" or something? You're like Boulevard Parkway. It was funnier than shit. I can't remember.
Are you sure that was me?
Yes,
I guess you
yes.
had to be there.
It was you. It
I
was.
guess you had to, and apparently I wasn't.
Matt was
you were
not there.
making pizzas.
Please say it in English this time.
I have no idea what
All
you're
right.
talking about.
I gotta cut you off for a minute.
I've never seen
'cause
this man before in
work,
my life.
Work made me think of this.
Where do you work?
Shut the fuck
Don't
up,
worry
Joel.
about
I
it.
will stab you.
There was this lady with the okay backstory to why I found this so funny.
He works at a pizza place.
I was down
that
in
sells wings.
Kansas
Called
City
what?
with Matt, my
Big
wife,
Bird.
and a couple
The
other friends.
Grouch.
And my friend's mom and her friend were out to dinner with us. Well, we went to Kobe, and it was somebody's birthday at the table next to us.
Did you go to the one at VP?
And I have no
No,
idea.
they were in Kansas City.
No, Kansas
Oh.
City.
Jesus.
Thanks for listening. Oh yeah, and hey Joel, you know how you get mad when people interrupt you?
Oof. We talked about this last week.
Oh, I didn't
Um,
interrupt. I asked you a question about your story.
And she stole the fucking tambourine.
We didn't do a
She
podcast last week.
she shoved it up
There's
her
a tambourine?
shirt. Cocky as fuck, get out right outside the building, starts fucking smashing it. So last night this lady comes in and her last name's Tamburini, and I immediately think of that night, and I'm like, I start laughing, and she's right in front of me, and I'm like, here's your stuff, and I just walked away because I was like, I didn't know what to do. It was so funny.
You could have tried telling her that story.
No, that would have been taking too long. I was like, I'm just gonna go back here.
Yikes.
On to the
Man.
next.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the most awkward person in the world, but then I realize I have some competition.
I'm awkward as fuck.
I get pretty awkward sometimes.
I'll tell you a story later about how awkward I am leads me to be in incredibly weird situations.
Perfect.
Tell us now.
No,
It's gonna take 6 years.
it will.
Yeah, we don't have time.
I'll tell you later. We've got 30 minutes. Brendan?
Damn. Okay. Who closes the bus door after the bus driver gets off?
The
The
bus,
bus
driver.
driver. It's not locked.
You pull it shut.
You just push it shut. Next question.
You
Jesus.
pull it shut. You
Oh,
don't
what
push
a
it
great
shut.
answer. You guys are great.
Pull it for a minute and then you push it to
Fucking
the last
nerds.
little bit.
Aliens. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
If we evolved from monkeys, then why are there still monkeys?
Different evolutionary paths.
It's only if you believe in evolution.
I believe that evolution and creationism can coexist.
I believe both of them do happen.
I mean, the Catholic Church recognizes evolution too.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I'm not huge fans of the Catholic Church, but they
Yeah.
at least get that right.
Jeez. Okay.
Jeez.
At a movie theater, which armrest is yours?
Both.
Ooh.
Both.
both, bitch, get out my seat.
Yeah, whichever one
Well-
you put your elbows on, that's yours. You got there first, it's fucking yours. Same rules on a plane.
Yep.
Is it both or both?
Both.
There's no
B-O-L-T-A.
L.
Fuck you.
B-O-L-T-A.
It's both.
You sound like
I-
such an ass the way you say it.
It's both.
It's both.
It's both.
Both.
God damn it, Brendan. There's an entire red versus blue bit about this, which is what I keep referencing, and only one person in this room could possibly get it.
They're Halo people.
Do you ever wonder why we're here?
No, I never wonder why we're here. Semper Fi, bitch.
When does it stop being partly cloudy and become partly sunny?
Mostly sunny.
Yeah, it's either partly cloudy or mostly sunny. Those two are
Yeah.
the same.
It's not partly sunny.
Because if it was
Hey,
partly
it's
sunny, it would
partly
be
sunny
mostly
today.
cloudy. It depends on if the weatherman is an optimist or a pessimist.
Joel is dabbing over here on Brendan.
Like, hardcore.
I mean, I take no offense to this because these aren't my fucking questions, okay?
I am seizure dabbing all over your fucking right shoulder right now.
Is that the same as, like, coming?
Like coming.
Like, really, like, just shooting ropes?
Um.
Oh, he's actually going to answer this question.
I
It
think-
wasn't a real question. It was rhetorical.
Well, there is a valiant difference if the sun is shining through the clouds.
Oh,
It
he's
does
answering
feel-
Brendan's question. Thank God.
Valley.
It does feel redundantly cloudy, but there is the time when the sun pokes out.
So
Then it
would
is
today
mostly
be all
sunny.
cloudy or partly
No,
cloudy?
fuck today. Today was all cloudy.
It was fucking cold.
100%
Oh!
cloudy.
I have an update on the UP saga.
Oh,
Hold on. Oh! Anyway!
Did they write Lance lay off the coke?
No! So, because there's no snow, stupid.
spray paint.
Still fucking do it.
No.
Chris is
So-
a dick
Coke.
today.
We were, coworker of mine and I were leaving work at the same time. We noticed out our window
Name.
that Evan is his name.
Who
out
works?
at the place that I also work at,
Last
that
name.
we mutually work at.
Where do
I'm
you
not-
work?
GoFuckYourself.com. So
That has to be a legit website.
I guarantee it is.
Look it up, Joel.
So we noticed that there's a dude. There are two people walking in front of UP, like across Dodge Street from UP, in the little vacant lot there. They're walking on the sidewalk and they've got signs. And we're like, oh, I wonder if this is related to nice. There we go.
Shout
It's
out.
a fucking forum. What
Shout-
the fuck?
Shout out GoFuckYourself.com.
Yeah, there we go. So they're walking in front of UP with some signs, like across, so the people who work in UP can see them and see their signs clearly. So we're like, well, shit, I wonder what's going on there. So as we're leaving, like we're actually walking to leave to go to our cars, 3 fucking cruisers drive by, and we're like, I wonder what these cops are doing. Like, oh, I wonder if it's related to the UP thing. 'Cause there's only 2 people over there. They have signs, but it might not have been like an organized protest or whatever. It might just be standing out there. So maybe the cops are showing up to do whatever they're gonna do. So we're like, let's take a long detour to our cars because we park on 12th and Capitol, and this was happening at 13th and Dodge, 14th and Dodge, and so we walked along Dodge on the vacant side. So we walk by, and there's like 6 cops standing there with these 2 people, and they're like talking to each other kind of. And the cops, like, we get close. We're walking by because we're trying to see exactly what's going on. We're like, what do the signs say? Mostly we're curious about that. Why are the cops here? So we walk by a little bit, and this one cop's like does the head nod thing. We're like, that's kind of weird, but all right, we'll go with it. We walk by, and the dude definitely he was definitely carrying signs that were, like, disparaging UP. It was like, UP, like, cheated stockholders or something along those lines, like, you know, just kind of
Right.
general protesty stuff. So as you know, we walked by there, we turned onto 15th Street, back onto Capitol, and then walked to our cars from there. But along the way to our cars, we were trying to speculate why he was out there and like exactly what that means. And the conclusion we came to was that maybe UP's employees are like, maybe UP is like kind of like Hy-Vee, where they have their employees own stock in the company, Maybe not fully employee owned, but like that's the thing that they do. And since they laid off all those people, maybe they like try to get out of paying them out for the stock that they owned in some like weird like loophole way where it was like, oh well, you were laid off and or fired, so we don't have to pay you out for the stock you owned. We're just going to reclaim it, which would be bullshit because you owned that stock. It can't be, you shouldn't be able to be taken away from you. But if it's held in like a company trust or of some kind, then they can just do whatever the fuck they want with it. If you never actually owned it, it was just like, oh, you will own this someday, and until then, we're just gonna keep accumulating it and putting it in this bucket. But if you quit, get fired, or get laid off, then you don't get the bucket. So
That suck.
and I think that's probably what he was because he's kind of an older dude, probably late 50s, and he was. Having a good conversation with the cops. He wasn't aggressive or anything like that. It was just, I think they were there just to kind of make sure that nothing, bad went down. But he probably also didn't have a permit to do what he was doing. So that's probably the other reason they were there. And that's the other thing we speculated on is like, well, is he going to get cited for like, an unlawful protest or whatever? But since he wasn't being a dick, I'm sure they probably just told him to go home. But yeah. A little update on the lay off the coke Lance story. More as the story develops. Brendan, back to you.
Hello, everybody. Since bread is square, why is sandwich meat round?
Not all sandwich meat is round.
True, bologna, square.
Okay.
Bologna is round.
That's bologna.
Every bologna that I've ever bought has been square.
Oscar Mayer bologna is round.
The
Joel
brand
is
of
right.
Oscar Mayer,
I
there's,
didn't
or
think
maybe
I'd
it's
ever
ham.
say this, but
Something that's
Joel is
square.
right.
Something that Oscar Mayer sells that is lunch
It's
meat is square.
It's because the animals that they're cutting up are circles, so that's why they come out circles, and the wheat that they're pulling out of the fields is square. Duh.
Bam.
Jesus.
I would say Minecraft logic, but the animals are way more square than the plants in Minecraft.
Okay.
You're 100% right.
To interject with an idea, have you all heard about the Impossible Whopper?
No, what is it, Joel?
Yes.
It is a meatless Whopper.
Oh, that sounds
That-
like not a Whopper. That's not a burger.
That
then.
by the end of the year is going to be in every BK.
Sure, as long as it doesn't replace the
Sounds
Whopper.
Terrible.
They
Sounds
say
awful.
it tastes exactly like a Whopper. And to my argument, I say, why not just eat a fucking Whopper?
Because you're probably vegan or something along those lines.
Right,
Or have some
but-
sort of conscientious objection to eating meat.
The Impossible Whopper will be everywhere by the end of the year.
My problem with meat isn't so much. I am kind of on board with the whole like ethical treatment. Like, I mean,
So you're on board with meat.
What about like
I like meat,
extra processed
You like
shit?
meat.
but don't make your shit suffer to make me meat. Is my what? I missed that because I was talking.
I like meat.
Can anyone beat your meat, Chris?
Anyone? I mean, I'm sure anyone is capable of beating my meat. I'm not sure if anyone is allowed to beat my meat.
Helen Keller.
She might not be capable of beating my meat. Although she's probably really good with her hands because the way she communicated was like sign language, but she would like
Bo Burnham has a whole
touch
song
people.
about that.
Do you,
touch people on
do you
her-
think
on her
she
hands.
died a virgin?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Now,
really-
Bo Burnham is right.
The really dark part of me thinks that she was probably raped at some point in time, but so technically no.
Brendan's trying not to lose his beer over here.
Let me back up for a second here.
Oh, Billy's got facts.
No, I'm backing up so he's gonna spit his beer on me.
Oh,
Oh,
Somebody Google
I thought you were taking it back.
is Helen
did
Keller?
Helen Keller die a virgin?
Well, did she?
Yeah,
Did she like grab somebody's
Joel.
hand and she was like, one day, it's like, oh my god, okay, holy shit.
Joel's like, whoa, we got facts from Billy. The only time he's gonna talk.
He's like, let me back up. No, like legit, I'm backing the fuck
No, like
up.
literally, I'm getting the fuck away from here, as far away as possible. Anyway, how do you segue from that?
You don't.
Brendan, next question.
Do Conjoined Twins pay for 1 or 2 tickets to the movies or other events?
Well, are they
Ooh,
considered 1 or 2
two
people?
seats, 2 people.
Well, it depends
But
on where they're
they're
conjoined.
Where they could join
They're
that.
conjoined. Either way, they're 2 people.
Well, if they're just like like they're just like looked like me, but from here there was another head, that would just still take up as much space as one person.
Frightening.
That
That's
wouldn't
so
work.
frightening.
What do you mean that wouldn't work?
Your body wouldn't support it.
Well, then
It's
I guess they wouldn't live to be 28 then. But would they pay for 1 or 2 tickets, Trace?
Until he died.
Well, no, I'm saying if it has to have a whole nother body
No,
no,
it doesn't.
to be conjoined.
no.
No.
then your body wouldn't support it.
You could have one pelvis, but two like torsos. That's a possibility.
So is that one?
You're
So
fucking
it would be one
alien.
ticket if they only take up one seat. It would depend on where they're conjoined at.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same way that sometimes really, really, really extremely fat people need to pay for 2 tickets on a plane.
Hey, can I rewind for like
I need to
10
back
seconds?
up.
How are you going to segue from that?
So I Yahoo Answers. Did Helen Keller die of virgin?
Okay.
How does this
Yahoo
enhance-
Answers, the ultimate source of knowledge in the universe.
Yes.
Someone says, "How does this enhance your life?" Hey, I'm deaf. From what I learned, a lot of people say she was very Christian, this and that. So probably not. And then
Christian, she was a Jew.
Anonymous said,
That's Anne Frank.
Oh,
Jesus.
Anonymous.
The deaf girl that hid from the Nazis.
And blind girl and mute girl. Except for she would be the best at hiding from Nazis because she
Time out.
can't make any fucking noise.
Yeah, except for she wouldn't know that she's making noise either.
Fair enough.
And
She'd be
then-
the first one caught. I take it back.
I was so off. Dude. I thought we were talking about Anne Frank.
Nope. Helen Keller.
So
Much apologies,
Alright.
guys.
If she was very Christian and she wasn't married, she probably didn't have sex.
Helen Keller, deaf and mute, 13 years ago. Anonymous writes, oddly enough, she didn't say.
You know what's going to happen?
What?
Thousands of years from now, the only thing that will have survived somehow
Is
is
this
Yahoo
podcast.
Answers and this podcast.
Yeah. And
The
they're
only
gonna be
two
like,
things.
This dumb
aliens-
motherfucker got Helen Keller and Anne Frank mixed
Well,
up.
they're not going to know who Anne Frank is.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, oh, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
They're going to go to Yahoo Answers because it's the only other source of knowledge they have. And they're going to be like, oh, my God, look at all. They're not going to know that they're jokes. So many jokes written about Anne Frank. They're going to be like, look at all these facts.
One lived in an attic and one discovered water for the first time. 110110111.
That's
Holy
LOL in
shit.
binary.
Yeah.
No, some alien race is going to discover all of our shit. They're going to be like, look at all these great cities. And look at this says Yahoo Answers. Like, oh, this must have been where they spread all of their knowledge and there are only facts here.
Yeah.
They're going to
be like,
spend decades trying to figure out why every answer on Yahoo Answers contradicts the other answer on Yahoo Answers.
Isn't that considered like middle school?
My favorite
And
part
they're not
about
gonna know the
Yahoo
difference.
Answers was that the top answer was decided based on a vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't whether it was the right answer. It was just whoever voted for
Right.
the most.
And I know for a fact that people go to Yahoo Answers specifically to troll.
Oh yeah.
So,
I used to because you could I don't know if you still can now, but you were able to level up if you answered enough
Yeah.
questions
Oh,
or
yeah.
ask
Yep.
questions.
Yep.
I did that.
and you had like a
regularly.
special
I would-
avatar. Like Yahoo was
yeah.
one of the first places that
Yeah.
had like you could create your own little avatar person, and they would live kind of like the
Fucking
Microsoft, the Xbox Live
ridiculous.
avatar, kind of lives in other places within the ecosystem. So yeah, it was Yahoo was cutting edge for its time, and then it never actually adapted. after
All right,
that.
Brendan.
Next question.
Is there ever a day that there is not a mattress sale?
No,
No,
because all
because-
mattress places are fronts.
Yes.
It's
For
wonder
laundering
laundering.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday?
Monday laundering.
Monday
That's what it
laundering.
is. I don't know what that accent
So
was.
no.
Word font.
I mean, there's no. I didn't bring an answer sheet with me, so
Oh, you mean you don't have the back of the book?
no, I didn't get that copy.
Oh, okay.
All right,
I don't
well,
think there are any correct
What's the
answers to,
next
this,
question?
to these questions.
That's it. That's all I
Oh,
have.
damn.
I mean, you can get
Damn.
more, but you guys are supposed to. Debate
Joel,
a little bit
you're our
longer.
backup for weird questions like this. What do you got?
Yeah, you got any
There's no debate when we know the right answers.
philosophical questions there?
Got
Here.
any shower thoughts?
Oops,
I got
I
some
said his
full-
last name.
I got some philosophical questions for us.
All right, let's go.
Hold on. Let me.
We have 16 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay, these aren't really philosophical, but it's more like get to know you kind of questions, right?
great.
Okay. My dream dinner guest is ...
Alive or dead?
Either.
Okay. Trace?
I'd have to think about this one for a minute, but probably I don't know. I don't know. Abraham Lincoln?
Do you just want to know the last thing that went through his mind?
A bullet.
Damn. That's fucked. No, I just want to know.
Actually, he died a while after. It wasn't
Yeah, he was
immediate,
alive for
so-
some time because bullet or guns weren't great in 1865.
Yeah, but from point blank with fucking black powder, it's not that hard to kill somebody.
Yeah, but apparently,
Apparently, it
was.
takes a while.
Well, I guess. You shoot him in the left ear. Wham!
Billy?
Pow.
Oh, we're going that way. Okay.
Billy's gonna say some Packer.
Repeat the question.
Bart
Brett
Starr.
Favre.
Dream dinner guest.
No, actually, first thing that came to mind was Amelia Clark, but I have no idea.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I mean, is there some,
that the
is
one
there
that
an
hid in the-
implication to what happens after dinner in that?
Is that the
Well,
one
if
that
dinner
hid in the
goes well,
attic, too?
then
Yeah, Amelia Clark was
I'm
in the attic
saying
hiding
there's
from
a
I'm
the
going to
Nazis.
show you my dragon.
I'm saying there's a chance.
You know,
Brennan?
what'd you do?
Dream dinner guest. I don't know.
Fuck you mean you don't know?
I
Speaking
can't
of
think of
dreams-
anyone I idolize enough to be like, hey, come over to my house, and I gotta make dinner for him and shit.
Oh no, you're going to a place.
going
Oh, we're
out
gonna
there
go
paying
somewhere.
for it.
Well,
Yeah.
who's paying?
They are.
Okay.
It's paid for by the restaurant.
Yeah, it's paid for by whoever's giving you the money to not
Why are-
masturbate. It's the same guy, actually. It's weird.
Why are they doing that?
He's sitting in the corner masturbating, watching you not masturbate.
Yeah, exactly. It's what gets him off. Just don't question it. Go with it. Just take the money.
Jesus Christ.
3,
Skip me.
2,
He said skip.
1. You're a boring ass person.
I just don't have anyone I want to have
Joel?
dinner with. Maybe a porn star, because I always
you
know what
go.
happens.
Are you going to
in
go
the
with Remy
videos after.
LaCroix?
Which one? You got a specific one in
Oh,
mind?
fuck. I don't
He
have
said
one.
Remy LaCroix earlier. I can't pronounce her
Yeah,
fucking
only
name.
because we're talking about LaCroix. No.
Joel?
I mean, I'd have no specific.
Joel, Dream Dinner.
Dream dinner.
Your wet dream diary.
Present tense would be Bradley Cooper, Ryan Reynolds.
Good choices.
Past tense would be George Washington.
Okay.
Solid choices. I'd have to go with Robin Williams.
Okay.
Although
Oh.
I'm on the fence on whether I would be able to handle him
Uh-huh.
for that amount of time because he's very energetic. But
Was.
in general, I think, yes, it was. No, he
Question.
lives in my heart.
Question.
In general, though, Robin Williams.
What was the name of the movie he was in? Was it Bicentennial, where he was like a robot?
No idea.
Yes.
I'm going to look that up. He
Yeah,
told,
he was like an
told
android.
jokes as a robot. He was like, what's white and smells like worms? Or what's clear and smells like worms?
What?
Bird farts.
No.
How do you make a hanky dance?
How?
Put a little boogie in it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He told those jokes in the movie. You don't remember
I think
that?
that's the first
I've never
movie I
seen that
remember
movie.
seeing
I
that
think
I
it's
actually
Bicentennial.
cried.
Oh,
Like, I was like young.
It wasn't like
But, like,
Lion King?
pussy.
Now, if we were going
No.
off of like people that had like passed away, like I would have loved to have been able to
Mufasa
like,
deserved
talk
it.
to, like Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like to know what was going on in his head.
Yeah, I
was it-
agree.
Good call.
Um,
Because all of the signs were there. Like, if you obviously
Listen to
hindsight
his
is
music.
2020, but you listen to all of Linkin Park and you're like,
Yeah,
yeah, obviously, fucking clearly,
Like, you
in
never-
10
you
years
never
he's gonna
think of
kill
it,
himself.
Like when it's going on, you're listening to it, but like you go back and listen to it now, like a lot of the music sounds like it's like screaming for help. Like,
Right, exactly. But at
everybody's
the time, you're
"Dude,
just
this
like-
song's awesome.
You're like, yeah, I
it's amazing."
totally relate to this. Great, awesome. And then the dude kills himself, and you're like, maybe I don't relate to it as much as I thought I did.
right.
Do you know what thought I've always had? The fact that you will probably never have the chance to meet a celebrity, but like, what if it turns out if you
Define
did,
celebrity.
if you someone virally famous,
All right, well, then
I
I've
would
met
say that
several.
Chris has met plenty.
but
Yeah.
let's say that like if you met someone, you could be best friends with them, but you'll never know because you never had the chance
Chris
to
has
meet
met
them.
plenty of people that
Yeah.
I would have a fangirl moment over.
Yeah, you got to define celebrity. I've met plenty of internet celebrities. Does the average person know who the fuck they are? No.
No, but I'm
But
saying like
They're
if-
celebrities to me.
if you
But
had
I have
actually-
posters of them in my room.
if
Well,
you
not my
had the
bedroom, but one of my
opportunity-
rooms.
How sticky are these posters?
Although Chris has met some of them too, but
What the hell? It's impossible.
No, Joel, I think that that's a good thing. And Billy, I think your Chester Bennington thing was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Speaking of like today, yeah, I agree with Joel. Probably Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he's on fire right now.
Maybe even like
you want to kiss him?
Kind of. Everyone's got a price, Brendan.
maybe some of the Humboldt kids.
Yeah.
Just
Survivors
to,
are the ones that
both.
yeah.
Just to talk to
If
them.
you could time travel, would you go and like find that team before they left on their bus and be like, "Hey, maybe wait a few minutes."
That could change
We could change a lot.
a lot. I mean, yeah, but then wouldn't you feel bad for not doing it every day? Would you go to
Sure.
New
Yeah,
Zealand
what
and
would
tell
make
the
that
people, hey, there's a
situation-
guy coming in here, or go to California and say, hey, there's a guy coming in here to shoot you, like
Florida.
you know what I'm saying? Like, is there? No,
well, it's
because
always
there's too many times in history that people have accidentally died,
yeah.
and I think that it's. I'm not a very big faith guy, but it's something's plan that it happened, and it wasn't like it's terrible, it's awful, it's not good at all, but that's what happens.
The line. So I'm at least in theory, a Doctor Who fan because I've watched plenty of it. But the criteria in that show seems to be, or at least for the Doctor, that character seems to be, if genocide is going to happen, I'm going to do whatever I can to stop it.
Right.
But there are other fixed points in time that I can't fuck with because otherwise it would break too many other things.
So like,
and his character can literally travel forward and backward in time. So he can like travel forward to this other timeline to see what happens if I stop this. This is equally bad, if not worse. So I'm just gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
And just kind of observe it.
I mean, like with the Venezuela thing going on, would you stop that if you had the chance?
The problems with Venezuela go way further back than what's happening right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You'd have to go to like the 80s or further to like stop that.
That's what I'm saying though. Is like you have to go back in time to stop that.
Right.
If you're gonna
and
go
you
back in time
literally
to stop
have
a
to be
team from getting on a bus or wait a few minutes from going down that road.
I mean,
or
it
whatever.
would be not even 30 seconds. 5 seconds.
Right.
That semi blows through the intersection, and the bus driver shits himself.
Right.
But they're all alive.
Right. But that could change.
What? It's going to change the NHL? I mean, on the one hand, it's like, maybe it's
right.
It's small
but
potatoes
then,
in the
like
grand
I was
scheme
saying,
of things.
though, you have to go to all those.
But then those
other
kids are alive.
Accidentally killed people.
Yeah.
You know, like that shouldn't be dead. So like all the shooting victims,
you're
that
playing
be
God
dead.
at that point.
Right. Exactly.
And
And I don't think it's possible.
You know, was raised in the faith. I wouldn't say that I'm a huge faith guy anymore either, but like at the same time, you know, you don't. One of the big things about Christianity is you should not pretend to know what God is going to do or to understand it even. So like to go back in time and be like, hey, I'm going to kill Hitler.
Right.
Like
well,
maybe it's not your place to do that.
Fuck the whole world. Yeah.
Endgame spoilers, by the way. Sorry, I didn't say it, but.
Okay, I got it.
Have you guys all seen Endgame? Yes. Billy, no.
No.
Are you going to?
Trace?
Yes.
No. I probably won't go see it in theaters, but I'll probably wait.
But you don't want us to spoil it either.
We
right?
shouldn't.
I
Well,
can-
I
Matt,
mean,
who's a person you'd want to eat dinner?
John Cena.
Oh, that'd be cool. Actually. I agree. I think
I was
legit.
I debate between John Cena and Triple H just because I was a huge Triple H fan,
Right.
but I would go with
think-
Cena. He just seems like a genuinely nicer person, like just overall.
There's
like
so many. Like there's now that you think about, like there's so many people like Joe Rogan.
Yeah. I'd love to just have a podcast
or
with him.
Corey Taylor.
Corey Taylor.
yeah.
Kevin Hart. The Rock.
Kevin Hart.
Like, I mean, there's so many people you could choose.
out of
to
that list, I
sit
think
down.
I would still pick John Cena just because I have liked everything he's like been an actor in.
Yeah.
And there's not a great. Him and Bautista both have done well.
Batista has a new movie coming out
It's the
in
Spy
June.
or whatever.
It's called Stuber. It's like he's a cop or detective or something and has to take an Uber to go to the crime scene, and that's like the whole movie pretty much, and it looks fucking hilarious.
He has another one coming out where he's like My Spy or whatever.
Yeah, it's
And
like
some little girl.
It's like instead of
like,
Jason
he's
Statham, they casted
Yeah.
Dave Bautista.
It's pretty much like Transporter.
Yeah, which is fine.
Transporter's a bomb ass movie.
They're not great movies
All
from
of
a
them.
plot standpoint.
No, but
Fine, whatever. They're fun to fucking watch though.
mm-hmm.
Kind of like, and well, if anybody actually listened to this, I would get roasted for it. But kind of like how comic book movies generally are a little light on the plot.
Yep.
There's not a lot going on there because the plots are pretty basic. You go to a comic book movie to watch the fucking action, and you go to watch superheroes beat the shit out of other like really powerful people, like the Avengers versus Thanos.
Yep.
That's what you go to see.
Yeah.
Now, to say exposition or like plot is not unwelcome, because sometimes the
But
movies
it's
can
just-
be a little bit slow as a result. But you can't spell it out like you do in like
Right.
the Count of Monte Cristo or like movies like that. Like those are movies that are specifically meant to be like a book that you
Plotted.
watch.
Yep.
Whereas they're comic book movies. They're literally the whole reason they're comic books. They're pictures. Like, you go to watch them for the visuals.
For sure.
Speaking of, there was one scene in particular in Endgame towards the end that was one of the most visually stunning, like, just pictures that I've seen in a movie in years. It was Captain America was the main focus of the scene.
I gotcha.
Yeah, okay.
Matt, what's your next question? Or
I
Yeah,
cleared away
philosophical
from
question.
him.
Get it back. We have 4 minutes and 48 seconds.
Joel, do you have a Joel's thought?
Ooh, yeah. Do you have a Joel thought?
Nope.
What?
No?
Damn.
What the fuck? We need a Joel thought.
I did see a picture that said, if someone is born deaf, what language do they learn in?
Whatever
my
language.
Whatever language they're taught.
Yeah, my follow-up to that is,
But
do
how
deaf
do-
people
what-
have an
it was-
internal
But how do you
monologue
know?
that speaks?
It was
What
what
language
language
is it?
they think in is what the picture was. What language they think.
But how do you know what language you're learning? How do
So,
you develop that capability?
What I have, so the way that my internal
Sign
monologue works
language.
is I more think about like concepts. Like there's like I don't see the words spelled out, and I don't hear always
Right.
somebody speak them. I just kind of think about what it is. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, how do you explain how thought works? But like, from what because this question's been asked like on Reddit. They've been like, AMA, whatever. I'm a deaf person, AMA. Like, like, how do you think? How does your internal monologue go? And I think in signs. Like, I think, like,
so they see the signs, but
yeah,
they don't.
they see
the
disembodied
words.
hands just like signing those things, whatever they're thinking about. Like, that's their internal monologue. Also, do deaf people talk to themselves?
How?
Everybody
Like,
talks
out
to
loud,
themselves.
whatever that means to them, right? Are they like signing stuff? Because I mean, sometimes when I talk to myself, I'm doing
Yeah,
something with
I
my
could- I
hands. So
could
how
see
would I
that.
talk to myself if I was a deaf
I
person?
could see that. Probably. Okay, so here's another list of ones similar to Brendan's. Are eyebrows considered facial hair?
No.
No, they're not considered facial hair. In the most technical sense, they
But
are
they're
though, because
hair
they're on
on
your
your
face.
face.
Because
Yes, but they don't
you're-
show up when you grow a beard.
you're born with them, but
Right,
a beard
you
is
have them
optional.
always. They're more like
Um,
head hair in that sense.
If an ambulance is on its way to save someone and it runs someone else over, does it stop to help them?
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Do vegetarians eat animal crackers?
Yes.
Yes. Well, maybe
Vegetarians
because they might have
would.
gelatin in them,
Vegans
which normal gelatin is a animal byproduct. So
How do you handcuff a one-armed man?
you handcuff him to his belt or to his pants.
Cuff him to a tree.
What if he's not wearing pants?
Cuff him to a tree.
Who?
Or a
A
pole.
one-armed man. How do you handcuff him?
One hand.
To yourself.
Where does the other cuff go?
He just
He's
walks
still got
around
his other arm.
flailing
Like,
it.
oh, you got me, damn.
Oh shoot!
Yours?
To his leg.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're hog tying him at that point. I'm just imagining a one-armed man not wearing pants, apparently, who has his hand fucking handcuffed to his ankle.
Let's
Get
say
your ass up. Let's go to the cop.
let's say no belt loop.
Belt loop.
If a child
I'd cut a hole in
refuses
his
to
sweatpants.
sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest?
Yes.
Jesus, that's the biggest dad joke.
That's just a pun.
If you're bald, what hair color do they put on your driver's license?
That's a good
The
call.
color you were born with.
Bald.
I-
None.
I saw a bumper sticker today that said, "Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana."
Yeah.
Ha
I guess they're not wrong.
No.
I saw a license plate today that said "me either." Well, what the fuck you me either?
1 minute.
You say that shit all the time.
If-
me either.
If God sneezes, what should you say?
Bless
Jesus.
you.
Go to
Bless
hell.
yourself, bitch.
I don't
Praise
know.
him. Oh,
Or don't say
If a
anything.
bunch of cats jump on top of each other, is it still called a dog pile?
no, it's called a clusterfuck.
Yes. That's the correct answer.
If a baby's legs pop out at 11:59 p.m., but his head doesn't come out until 12:01, which day was he born on?
The next day, you're nothing
the
without
day
your
he
brain.
fully comes out. Also, I did see a TikTok video one time that said if you were born legs first, at one point in your life, you wore your mom as a hat.
All right, I think that is a good point to end this on because
shit.
we have 13 seconds. So,
All right.
Trace.
Thank you guys for listening. We are on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Libsyn, Apple
Oh, here's a good one that ties in.
Podcasts.
iTunes, and
iTunes
Twitter.
and
Fucking
Twitter.
follow
Go
our
follow
Twitter
us on
account.
Twitter.
I'm gonna leave you a
Last
thought to
Shot
think
Pod
about.
on Twitter. And Matt, go with your thing to think about.
Is it rude for a deaf person to talk or sign with their mouth full of food?
No, because they're
Goodbye.
not speaking.